Erica here from In the Company of Cards. Welcome. This is the channel where I use Lenormand, Lenormand cards. It's a divination system to comment on and predict uh, the future of issues that are of political, social importance. And maybe I'll do some other things as well during the course of the channel, but that's how I've started out. Welcome or welcome back. Uh, if you're new, I'm delighted to see you. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you very much, or a returning viewer. If you've not liked, shared, or subscribed, I hope you'll feel called to do that. Today will be a short video, and I thought I would get away from our political landscape just for today and look at a different landscape. Currently, there is a meeting going on amongst the Commonwealth countries that used to belong to the British Empire. And one of the issues that these countries would like the UK to address is the issue of reparations. Uh, the UK has said, yeah, no, we're not talking about that. The countries have said, well, we want to talk about that. And the UK has said, oh, but you know what? Climate is a more important issue. So we want to focus on that. And the Commonwealth countries have said, of course, climate is important, but so is reparations. So, a little bit of history here. For 300 years, from the 15th century to the 19th century, at least 12.5 million Africans were kidnapped and trafficked in the UK slave trade. By the 1730s, the UK was the biggest slave trading nation in the world. UK ships transported 3 million Africans, mainly to the US colonies in North America and in the Caribbean. So, they may have ended slavery in 1833, but, that's a long period of time to have held slaves. I mean, and not to mention, been an empire, right? Now, I will say that slave reparations around the issue of slavery are not new to the UK. In fact, guess what? In 1833, they actually compensated slave owners for loss of property when slavery was outlawed. Now, I always have this theory that you can call anybody whatever you want to call them. You can treat people any kind of way you want to treat them. That's fine. That's your prerogative. That's your choice. What you cannot do, though, is dictate the response that your behavior will create, right? So it's not enough to say, oh, you know what, that was in the past. Let's focus on, I don't know, climate, shall we? We don't want to talk about reparations. And I think that, the more the UK says, la, 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 about reparations and refuses to have the conversation even, the closer they're going to get to rack and ruin. Let me just call it that. Um, you know, for example, the Prime Minister of India, as well as the South African Prime Minister, so this is Modi and Ramaphosa, did not go to this meeting of the Commonwealth countries. Instead, they went to the BRICS summit. And the BRICS summit was held in Russia. So, if you don't get satisfaction in one place, you're going to get satisfaction somewhere else. I think it is something that the UK needs to maybe rethink. But I thought I would ask the cards, because again, you're not coming here for my opinion. We want to know what the cards say about the issue of reparations from the UK to the Commonwealth countries, which were raped and pillaged over centuries. Now, not for nothing, as we used to say in Jersey, the United States has its own issues around the topic of reparations. But I want to look at the UK. So I think that for the card for reparations, I think I'm going to use fish because fish is money. If these countries are saying, an apology is all well and good. For example, the Netherlands issued an apology. They did not they did not deal with money, although they did fund some social initiatives that are meant to be part of this reparation apology. But you don't get to dictate how you say sorry and then assume that that's going to be cool. Maybe it's the people who were wronged and their descendants who should have a say in what constitutes proper recompense for suffering. So, if money is the coin of the realm, the lingua franca, the language we all speak when we want to show appreciation for services rendered, for work well done, for a reward or an award, isn't it money that we look at? So let's use fish for reparations. We're looking specifically at the UK and how will this issue go for them moving forward? Okay. So I'm cutting the deck into three and we're looking for fish. Oh, I don't know why some of them are upside down, some of them are right side up. Usually my cards are all facing up, but that's okay. I'll be able to recognize fish whether they're upside down or right side up. Okay, here we go. And again, this reading is for entertainment purposes only. Okay, there's our fish. Okay. And I'm going to pull, I think, a few more just to clarify. So I will hold these up once I get all the cards pulled. Okay. So I just pulled a few clarifiers. So the question is sort of what will be the trajectory of the UK on the issue of reparations? So we have the fox, we have the woman, we have the fish, we have the mountain, and we have the young woman. Okay. Oh, I may sneeze, so pardon me in advance if I do. Maybe not. Okay. The fox. Oh, maybe I will. Hold on. No, we're okay, I think. So the fox is tricky, right? So if we're saying that, for the sake of argument, the fox is the UK position, well, then the position would be something like, um, you know, pay no attention to that reparations issue. What's really of import right now is climate or, famine or world war, whatever. Sort of watch the watch. We don't need to worry about reparations. And the intention is, here's the last card so I can mirror it, is to keep the Commonwealth countries weak and compliant. Compliant. Look over here, not over there. Look over here. Okay. Now the second card in the line is this older woman. You know, um, Again, this is still yin energy. Yin energy is open, accepting, willing, um, passive. And this has been the relationship. The king comes to visit and the Commonwealth countries all celebrate. That's historically how it's been. But the world is changing, and this yin energy is not as passive and accepting and receptive as it's been in the past. Times are changing, and this approach by the UK may well not work. Okay, here we have the fish, and this is the card for reparations. And when these countries talk about reparations, they mean money. But again, this is the UK saying, yeah, no, 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 we can talk about everything else, but we're not going to talk about this. And in fact, that is literally what they said. We're not talking about this. It's what Charles has said. It's what the prime minister has said. Yeah, no, we're not talking about that. Again, with an eye towards having everybody sort of go back to their corners and accept things the way they are. All right, well, I pulled clarifiers on some of these cards. I pulled clarifiers on reparations itself, the issue. And I have snake, tower, and the book. On the topic of reparations, there is trouble brewing in the Commonwealth countries. They don't like the response that they've been getting. This is trouble. And the UK government will not even see it coming. Of course not. If for 300 years you've said, how jump and they've said how high, you think you can put this genie back in the bottle again. But you have no idea that this is trouble. This is a snake sort of hiding in the bushes and lying in wait. And the more you put people off, put these countries off from even discussing it, the more resentment will grow. So here we have this resistance to even talking about reparations. The clarifiers are dog, crossroads, and birds. Well, this is reminiscent of what I said in my introduction, which is because of this resistance to even entertain a conversation about reparations, countries that have been friendly to you, the Commonwealth nations, compliant even, rolling out the red carpet for you, are going to say, you know what? There's different paths we can take. And they will be in conversation with each other and with other countries that will be more sympathetic to their argument. So if you want these Commonwealth countries to stay part of the Commonwealth and to stay allied with UK, you might want to stop, you might want to take the blindfold off. We have finally our fifth card in the original line was the young woman, letter, garden, and ship. This is a critical card. You may think that these nations are small and weak and black and too needful, UK, of who you are and what you have. That's what you may think. But it's a commonwealth and they can vote. The people can vote. And what can they vote to do? Leave the Commonwealth. So I can mirror this leaving with this fox because the UK government can be sly and slick and say, look over here, climate, climate. But these countries can be the fox too and just take their ball and leave and move towards Russia. and and do what Modi in India and what the South African Prime Minister have done. Not even deal with the Commonwealth, confederation, and go their own way. And then, Charles, what are you the king of? William, what will you be the king of? So, the old way of doing things is passing away. And the days of people or countries allowing themselves to be placated for a pittance are quickly over. I think, you know, you'll see. You'll see. I think acting like it's not a thing and that we don't need to look at this and things will go back to normal. I don't think that they will. I really don't think that they will go back to normal. Um, I thought I might also, and I mean, this is not really usually my thing, but mm, I thought I might look at Charles's health because I don't think it's good. We all know he has cancer. I'm wondering, entertainment purposes only. I am not a doctor and I'm not playing one here, but I would like to look at his health. Okay, so we're going to look at the health of King Charles. And for health, the card that I look for is tree. Okay, so there's our tree. And I'm going to pull a couple of clarifiers. Okay, so we're looking at King Charles's health. We know he has cancer. They've not told us what kind. I'm not going to even speculate on what kind, but I just want to look at see how he's doing. We have the lily, we have the birds, we have the tree, we have the star, and we have the garden. So the lily, I mean, he is an older man. This is the card for an older man. I think he does get both peace, because this is the card for peace, and I think he gets some satisfaction, it's a card for that, from being out and about amongst the people. Um, but there's been a lot of speculation about his health and whether or not his cancer has metastasized. This is the card for that, stars. So there's a lot of talk about that. I'm not the only one really looking at this. So I pulled a couple of clarifiers on the tree. This is his health itself. And we have the mice and we have the book. The mice is a card that detracts from the card before. So his health is not improving. It is getting worse, being eroded, being eaten away at the way mice will do. And I think that that fact is being kept from the public. Remember, the book is about things that are hidden, things that we don't know. So I think that his failing health, the fact that he's not improving with treatment, he seems to be getting worse with treatment. But I think that the powers that be are trying to hide that from the public. Okay. I looked at stars. And I drew a couple of clarifiers. We've got the fox and the tower. This is the card for specialists. This is the card for hospital. So, I think I'm even going to pull another clarifier for that because uh, they are treating him, but yeah, oh God. Okay. So again, remember we had the stars, we had the fox, we had the tower for hospital, and we have the coffin. I think that his cancer will be fatal, entertainment purposes only. I'm not God and I'm not a doctor. I'm reading what the cards say. And then we have the garden, which is, other people. This is Charles himself. And then we have clouds. So the people are worried about him. The people do have doubts about how long his reign will last. I think I will pull one more clarifier on those clouds. And the clarifier is the moon. People are not sure how is he doing. This is sort of your image, your reputation. People aren't sure. They're kind of in the dark, which makes sense with this book card, right? They're being kept in the dark about how seriously ill Charles really is. So we wish him well. We wish him health and healing. We wish him, uh, while he is here among us, we wish that he knows peace and the kindness and the care of his friends and his family. And I'm just going to say, we hope that he will rethink the reparations issue because he represents an institution, the monarchy. And I think it would be more than a goodwill gesture to say, you know what? Yeah, let's talk about reparations because we would not have the wealth that we have. We would not have the power that we've had all these years were it not for that slave trade that we were prominent in creating and upholding. So, all of us, each of us, I would think, wants to leave a legacy. And I think it would be a wonderful legacy for him to say, with the lingua franca money to the Commonwealth countries, mea culpa, on behalf of my family, mea culpa, mea maxima culpa. But I'm not going to hold my breath. All right, so that was just a quick little video. Tomorrow I will be on with a longer one and we'll do some political stuff. And I will do my best to help us all get through this next 10 days. I assure you, I see nothing to the contrary. Kamala Harris will be our next president, but it may be a little bit of a slog between now and when that is settled, backed. Okay, so hang in there and I will see you tomorrow.